Chapter 25, Part 2, Chase Ambrose. I run over to Mrs. Totems, who is wringing her hands over the handling of a carton marked super fragile. "That painting!" I exclaim, my voice hoarse. "Did you ever show it to me?" "Oh, hello, Chase," she chuckles. "That's just a reproduction, of course. An original Renoir would be worth tens of millions of dollars." "Yeah, okay," I say breathlessly. "But why do I know it? Did I ever see it in your place?" "Oh, I don't think so, dear," she tells me. "It was hanging in the upstairs solarium." I follow her pointing finger to the glassed-in sunroof on the second floor of the house. So I didn't see it, but I did. How else could it be the only image to make the trip through my shattered memory? My eyes travel from the totem home to ours next door. Could I have looked inside their solarium from one of our upstairs windows? No way. The entrance to our house is around the corner, facing away from theirs. Our dormer's in front. That sunroom faces nothing but a chimney and some sloped shingles. The only way to see that painting from our place would be to climb to the top of our roof and peer over the peak down into the huge glass window. And suddenly, I just know. I run back inside, tear up the stairs to my bedroom, and step out onto the perch that was so much a part of my old life. I start to climb, my rubber-soled sneakers clinging to the rough shingles. The dormer, which houses my room, is beside me, but that leaves a slope path about 3 feet wide leading straight up to the top. As comfortable as I am on the section of roof right outside my window, the steep slog to the peak is another ballgame. The grade is sharp, and the higher I go, the clearer the images of exactly what must have happened over the summer becomes, and how much I must have fallen. The ground seems so distant, it should be in another zip code. I'm amazed I didn't dash my brains out on the grass. I get on my hands and knees, and my ascent becomes a crawl. I feel a little more secure this way, especially as I near the apex, where I can use my right arm to cling to the dormer. I'm pretty scared, but am even more determined to get up there. For me to remember the little girl in blue, she must have been the last thing I saw before the accident. Well, that makes sense, since the roof is the only place I could have seen her from. I can't explain it, but I'm positive the key to what happened to me lies a few feet ahead. I stretch out my arms, get a grip on the top of the A-frame, and haul myself up to gaze down at the Totelman's house. There it is, a floor-to-ceiling window of the sunroom. I can even make out a large faded rectangle on the wall where the picture must have hung. Okay, I think this is where I was when I fell. But it still doesn't answer the big question. Why did I come up here? Was I spying on the Totems in their sunroom? I was rotten enough, but why would I care what they were doing? Besides, according to Mom, we were friends. I could have just knocked on their door. Why bother to climb halfway to the moon? Frustration wells up in me, mingling with my disappointment. So the little girl in the blue dress tells me where I fell from, but that's it. As I inch my way back down from the peak, I extend my right arm, steadying myself against the cedar shakes on the one side of the dormer. No sense repeating my swan dive off the roof, although it's no more than I deserve. I almost slip as one of the shakes pull away. A terrified gasp escapes me, and as I slide a little before stopping my descent with my feet, I hang on like a fly to the wall, while my racing pulse returns to normal. That's when I catch a glimpse of blue behind the dull brown of a loose shake. There's something back there, wedged in behind the loose wood. I know what it is even before I reach for it. My hand closes on the silky blue ribbon, and as I draw it out, I feel the weight of the military decoration attached to it. The gold 5-pointed star catches briefly on some insulation. And there it is, Mr. Solway's Medal of Honor, stolen, hidden, forgotten, and discovered again. Then as if finding the medal has unclogged a drain, the memory of my accident pours back into me. It starts at the apex of the roof, with me gloating over the brilliance of my hiding place, while peering down through the sunroom window at Mr. Totem's next door. He is in the lotus position on the floor, performing awkward yoga in the front of the painting of the girl in blue. That's what does me in. The hilarious sight of my overweight neighbor twisted into a pretzel, looking like a giant mutant lemon in a skin-tight fluorescent yellow workout suit. I let go just for a second, reaching for my phone to get a picture of this one-man comedy routine, And the next thing I know, I'm skidding down the roof, the rectangular pattern of shingles becoming a blur as I pick up speed. I claw madly at the slope, desperate for a handhold, a foothold, anything to stop my descent. It's no use. My momentum is too much. I'm falling. When I hit the eaves, I flip over a little, giving me a terrifying view of the yard as it screams up to meet me. I know dizzying acceleration, and I brace for impact, but the memory ends there. I don't have to hit the ground for a second time. So that is how it happened, the mishap that turned my entire life upside down and almost kills me. Serves me right for snooping on poor Mr. Totem. How is it my business if he wants to do yoga in a form-fitting spandex? But that was the old Chase. Everything was his business because he said it was. What I was planning to do with that picture if I managed to get the phone out of my pocket, show Aaron and Bear and the football team, post it on Facebook, print up 50 copies and plaster them all over town? I sigh. Who knows why that Chase did what he did? I should probably just be grateful I don't have to be him anymore. The metal clutched tightly in my palm, I climbed down gingerly, carefully to keep both hands and feet on the roof at all times. My mind is whirling. Brendan's house will just have to wait. Nothing there can be as important as returning this to the rightful owner. I have to see Mr. Solway. Near the eaves, I slide on my butt to the window and throw a leg over the sill. Chase? Uh-oh. Mom. You promised you wouldn't go on the roof ever again. Do I have to nail that window shut? I just blow past her. Sorry, Mom, I toss over my shoulder. Gotta get to Portland Street. I'm not finished yelling at you yet. Have you forgotten what happened to you last summer? Do you have amnesia about amnesia? I run down the stairs calling, I'll explain later. In the kitchen, I snatch a soft dish towel off the drying rack and wrap it around the metal. I jam it in my pocket as I blast out the door.